everyone. My name is Claire L. and I'm a rising sophomore at Basis Independent Silicon Valley. This is my project, the Prank Trick or Treat box. So this Prank or Trick or Treat box is whenever you try to steal the candy, it's gonna start flinching. And like, let me show another demo. Okay, over here, here. Okay, and then um, this Prank Trick or Treat box contains 4 components. The first component inside of this box is the ultrasonic sensor over here, and the ultrasonic sensor uh, is the one that detects the distance between your hand and the sensor itself. I set a limit for 30 centimeters, so when it's like 30 centimeters away, it can detect the hand. And another component, the ultrasonic sensor is connected to something called the DCM driver. The DCM driver is the thing that controls the motors and the wheels of the trick or treat box, and it connects the ultrasonic sensor with uh, the the motors itself with something called an Arduino Uno, which is basically the brain of the entire project. And the fourth part of my box is the base and the chassis. So the chassis actually, like Chris said earlier, um, it was too big to print out, and I didn't even end up printing 3D printing out the base because it was too big. But actually, one of my most challenging feats in this project was actually catting it out because I had to take a lot of measurements, and then I had to like think through how I would do this. And actually, catting it actually helped me think through about what I wanted to do with the like entire design. And initially, my original idea was that I'm gonna create a base and then like create a entire cover, 3D print out an entire cover. But that turned out to be not a good idea because I had to 3D print it out. And I ended up with like 4 bars and I covered it with paper. I mean, originally it was to be cloth, but I didn't have enough time to do it. And it would be a modification I would like to do in the future. And another challenging part about this is that um, the motors just suddenly stopped working for no reason. I was scared to death because I was so scared that it would never work again. But I checked everything, right? I learned how to troubleshoot, and I troubleshooted like I checked the ultrasonic sensor, and it turned out the ultrasonic sensor was actually working. And then I checked the motors, and the motors were working. And then I checked everything else, right? But then until I checked the battery, it was the battery's issue, and the battery actually died in the middle of this process. And I changed the battery, and then it started working again. And this is like one of the main things I learned in Bluestamp is to like troubleshoot and like overcome problems inside of Bluestamp. And another thing that I learned in here was to not be afraid of things that you don't really understand. For example, and when I was little, I was actually really like scared of like electronics and Arduino because I was like, oh, it's probably really complicated and I probably wouldn't be able to understand. But at Bluestamp, not only did I learn how Arduino works or how to wire Arduino parts, I also learned how to learn these type of things through internet browsing and troubleshooting. Thank you. Any questions?